This is part 2 in a video series of electric bikes for campers. If you haven't seen part 1, just click on the card above. That'll take you back to part 1. And we'll also give you a link to the series that goes through all sorts of personal transportation for campers. Alright, it's a beautiful day to go out bike riding. I've got it all set up. So I've got it set on low. And I'm about in 5th gear. And I just start pedaling, and then the motor starts kicking in. As long as I'm just moving. Now, as soon as I stop pedaling, it backs off and just coasts. If I pedal just a little bit, the motor will engage, and it keeps me at about 8 to 9 miles per hour. You should be able to see a little graph on the screen there. It should give you the speeds, but since it's all up and downhill. So now I start pedaling, it kicks in low mode, and this is a real nice leisurely pace that's going to give you the most distance. So now let's say I want to add a bit more. I'm in 5th gear and it's a pretty easy pedal, so let's go to 6th gear. And now I'm putting in a little more effort. I'm going 10 miles an hour, so I'm going to push it harder and go at 11, and now I'm at 12. And so it feels like the motor is not assisting, which is probably not. So now I'm just gonna keep pedaling, but go slower. Still no motor, a little slower. Okay, now the motor's kicked in and it's keeping me running at about 8 miles per hour. So now I can click over here once and take it to manual mode, and then I don't have to pedal at all. And then we just use the throttle, which is a lot of fun. All right, here we're going downhill. So I'm just coasting. So the throttle's pretty self-explanatory. So let's go to mid power. Going at about 15 miles per hour, and it's definitely kicking. So I'm going to take it up to 7th gear, the highest gear. Oops, got a brake. So when you hit the brakes, it automatically cuts out the electric assist. So as I start pedaling, it kicks in. This is a fairly flat spot, so let's see where it wants to take us to. So it looks like about 15 miles per hour, which is the rated top, which is kind of crazy because that's the rated top speed for this. Now I'm just spinning, I'm not helping at all. I'm just keeping the pedals moving so it doesn't stop. Now we got a turn up here, so I'm gonna hit the brake. So we may get higher speed than 15 miles per hour. Let's just check it out. Okay, so I'm just gonna pedal just enough so it keeps working. I'm gonna take it up to high. And I'm not helping the motor at all. 16, 17, oops, I stopped pedaling. Okay, I'm just turning it enough. Oh, there it goes, now it just kicked in again. Let's see what it'll do. So on high speed, looks like maybe 17 miles an hour with me not assisting, but just moving my feet enough to keep it running. Actually, let's do this. Let's take it all the way down to off and turn it on high speed with the throttle. That'll be our best high speed check. 17. This is still a little uphill. Yeah, we're going uphill now. All right, let me pedal. We'll pedal a little bit to get up some more speed, see if it gets flat up here. Well, we're gonna have a downhill, so let's see if we can do full throttle downhill. $19 and a half, 20, 21, 22. Yeah. All right, let's take it down to high assist on the 7th gear. Oops, here comes a bridge. I'm going to stop pedaling. The motor kicked out. Go over the bridge. All right, now it's on high, and I'm going to pedal. I'm going to pedal kind of hard. Well, hard for me. On high speed. Whoa, it's a little too fast for the turn. All right, let's go. Let's see if I can do much better. So on high, with me pedaling all out again, I can't add enough power to get it to go above what it can do. So that was fun. A little out of breath. So I'm going to take it down to low, I'm just going to have a nice leisurely pace. And since I'm kind of out of breath, I'm going to pedal very little, just very little assist, and let it do some work now. Especially because we got a hill coming up. So when it's a steep hill, I'm going to want to help it along a bit. So I'm going to go down to, let's say, 5th gear. Yeah, 5th gear might be helpful. So low speed, 5th gear, going uphill. So it's having to do a good bit of help. And I'm not pushing it hard. About 8 miles an hour. So this is just a nice leisurely pace. Gonna get you the longest distance. You can kick back and just almost help nothing at all like I'm doing now. Or I could go to manual mode, but it's a little hard to hold it at a constant speed with the throttle. All right. Down the hill. I'm just gonna coast. That cuts off the engine, cuts off the motor. Just coast down the hill, back up. And then an easy downhill grade. Tilt the camera up a little bit for you. Now, one of the nice things about having an electric bike, this thing is really silent. You can't hear it. What I mostly hear is just the tread on the pavement. It's got big old mountain bike tread. People don't notice it. You can go anywhere. You can go on sidewalks. You can go on highways. You cannot, of course, go on interstate. But in this place where I live, lots of people ride bicycles on the highway, the 4-lane highway here. All right, so I've turned around. We're going to go back down that downslope and upslope. I'm going to put it maybe, let's put it on 5th gear. Let's put it on medium speed. Get up a little speed, a little excitement here. I'm just gently pedaling, letting the bike do most of the work. So what I'm doing is I'm not helping much going downhill, but on the uphill, I'm going to try to give it some. So steep uphill, I'm going to pedal a little bit to help it, just ease up and over. All right, so I'm going to do a leisurely cruise here, barely pedaling, just enough to keep the motor going. We're on a little downhill slope now, so I'll just coast and cut out the motor. And so now I'm saving energy. I don't think there's a regen on this. In fact, I'm sure there's not a regen on it. But going downhill, I'm not using the battery. And since I helped it going uphill, hopefully I've saved some energy. Some net energy. Beautiful day. I'm filming on the GoPro Hero 7 Black with image stabilization, and it's on a chest mount. I've never tried this before, but hopefully it's going to work out pretty good. All right, so now I'm all relaxed. I think I'm going to add a little bit more of my energy, so I'm going to take it up to 7 gear, the top gear. I'm not going to push myself. I'm not going to make myself out of breath, but I am going to help the motor a little bit, help to get a little more distance. Okay, we got the bridge here. I'm going to stop pedaling and just coast over it. Good morning. All right, now I'm going to start pedaling again in medium. Kicking it up, helping me. All right, let's go for it. Let's hit the high. So high speed, 7th gear, gently pedaling. 17 miles an hour. Now it's going uphill. I'm gonna help it just a little bit more, keep up my speed. Now, if you had a higher wattage motor, you would get more power going uphill to keep your speed. So that would be a plus. But I kind of like the compromise. Wow, there's 19.5 miles per hour. And that's just coasting downhill. I really like the frame. It's got a good ride. I think I forgot to mention it has double suspension. You have that one suspension on the back, and you also have suspension on the front forks. So I think it's a good base bike. It seems to be welded together. The metal seems to be much thicker than you would get on a Walmart bike. It feels sturdy. It doesn't rattle. It doesn't squeak. Take a minute to enjoy the mountains. Just coast and let it decrease speed. So far this morning, I've only gone 3 miles. I really don't have time today to do a full distance test. And whatever I got, you would get something different. I'm still showing a full battery, but what tends to happen on these things is when you get down to the last one, there's 5 bars. So when you get down to the last 1 or 2 bars, that's kind of, you might be lower than you think, and it might go really quick. So now it's fluctuating between 4 and 5 bars because I'm going so fast. So it's kind of pulling on it a bit. Oh, what a beautiful day. Oh, big turn. Whee! All right. So the engine will stop helping if you stop pedaling or if you hit the brake. All right, this is a uphill. I'm gonna get a little exercise here. I'm gonna put some pedaling into high speed. Maintaining about 16 miles per hour, come around the corner here. All right, let's put it back down to low. We've had so much fun in high speed and just kind of do our leisurely thing. All right, I think we've gone over a lot of how this works and what it feels like. So I don't want to bore you. So right now I'm at 3.5 miles. I'm still showing full bars. And I'm gonna go ride a little bit more and just have some fun. And I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you're enjoying this video series. So coming up in the next series, the next installment, I think we're going to do the electric scooter. So the electric bike, then the electric scooter, and I think we'll do the gas bike and the gas scooter, and then finish up with the electric skateboards. So thank you for joining me. When I get the next videos done, I'll put a link right here at the end where you can just jump to the next one. At the bottom of in the show notes, there is a table of contents to all the ones in this series. So thank you for watching. Catch you in the next one.